little suspense alive for the finals.
That's right. There is a bit of suspense. And the way we are going to do it, Ankit and I are going to break this down 10 seats by 10 seats. Remember, there are 7 Lok Sabha constituencies in Delhi, each one roughly having 10 Vidhan Sabha constituencies. We're going to be doing this step by step so that we also try in our own way to build the suspense. Ankit, you track the Aam Aadmi Party. Are they convinced at the moment, or the sense of nervousness in their camp?
Till late last night, they were convinced that they are coming with a comfortable majority or even more than that. But there were about 8 to 9 seats where they were really worried that the contest has...
Just 8 to 9 is what they're worried at.
What they were worried at, that the contest has completely narrowed down in those seats. So we'll have to wait and see what this holds now for them.
Okay, so we're all set to go. I'm going to hit the magic wall. We're going to be starting, as I said, 10 seats by 10 seats in this election. We're going to be building up to that. This is going to be fascinating because these are 70 seats. It's going to be a tight race. 35 seats is what the winner needs. Are we going to have a landslide, or are we going to see a tight contest? That's the question that we hope to answer now. Okay, Ankit, I'm going to take the first slot of 10 seats. And remember, the first slot of 10 seats that we've chosen are in West Delhi, because this is the constituency where the Member of Parliament is Parvesh Verma, the controversial son of Sahib Singh Verma. And all eyes are going to be on Parvesh. Remember, let's therefore find out what is West Delhi saying. 10 Vidhan Sabha seats here as I go down into the deep dungeon to find out what lies ahead. The Axis My India, India Today poll. We are ready with the first numbers, and there they are. West Delhi, 10 seats, 9 to 10 for Aam Aadmi Party, just 1 for the BJP. A sweep for the Aam Aadmi Party in West Delhi. Now, this includes the Nawab of Najafgarh, Virender Sehwag's home of Najafgarh, includes a lot of the outer Delhi seats. What was once outer Delhi has a mix of a Jat, Gujjar, Punjabi heartland, migrant population. So it's a microcosm of Delhi. The first big result, Aam Aadmi Party steaming ahead in West Delhi. This is bad news for the BJP and for Parvesh Verma in particular. His politics of polarization has not worked in his home constituency itself. This is what we are saying now for West Delhi at the moment. Interesting findings at the moment then coming in from West Delhi.
And remember that this also is the Dwarka constituency is under the West Delhi. You have Vikaspuri under West Delhi, Janakpuri under West Delhi. So a lot of cosmopolitan nature of Delhi, all that is also going to be at play in this one.
Pradeep Gupta, you've gone and stuck your neck out right at the start, saying 9 out of 10 West Delhi going to the Aam Aadmi Party.
It's a Rajdeep pro-incumbency, I would say very strong pro-incumbency in favor of Aam Aadmi Party on account of electricity, free electricity almost, and water, and particularly transportation also for the female voter.
So this was my large population of migrant labor here as well. Preeti, you travel there. This is where some of the worst roads, as you said, also exist in Delhi. Did you get a sense that basic amenities, especially Bijli, was a big issue?
Yes, Rajdeep. And it's really interesting because with what Pradeep says, I actually took a bus ride on exactly that route. And I got into a bus which was mostly, full of women. And that was A, it's electricity, and B, these women are saving up to 2,000 rupees a month. So if you're living on the outskirts of Delhi, you're saving up to 2,000 rupees a month. It adds up to your overall budget.
Are you surprised, Parvesh Verma? You said these were remarks made in the heat of the moment. It appeared to me that someone was goading him, prodding him to make these remarks. Hasn't worked in his home constituency, Swapan Das Gupta.
No, as I said, really the strongest selling point as far as Kejriwal and AAP was concerned has been the water and the electricity bills. And if the anecdotal evidence suggests people are saving 2,000 rupees, I mean, that's a very, very powerful incentive to...
But that means polarization hasn't worked, Swapan. All this incendiary remarks...
Look, people, there is a polarization in society. Whether you want to admit it or not, as far as you want to say it, it's a defeat
I'm
of
saying election
polarization.
results,
I'm
9
saying-
out of 10
I'm-
Dr. Das
I'm
Gupta.
saying that in this election,
It doesn't work.
it has not this. What has prevailed is really old-fashioned civic issues.
Ankit, give us more of a sense of this. Are you surprised by these numbers at all?
You know, I'm not, because in the 2015 election as well, the Aam Aadmi Party had, in fact, swept this entire constituency. Also, Rajdeep, you know, very important in this was one of the very key candidate as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, their Transport Minister Kailash Gehlot from Najafgarh. Preeti was earlier, you know, was discussing that Najafgarh has never repeated its MLA. So there was, in 2015 as well, he won by a very thin margin of about 1,500 votes. It was very important for him to, in fact, repeat, because in Najafgarh, being the Transport Minister, he has increased that free bus service. The routes for the DTC has been increased.
This is
So
the minister,
largely-
Mr. Gehlot.
Mr. Gehlot. Then
He'll
come
create
to
history if he gets
then come to
re-elected
Dwarka.
from there.
Then come to Dwarka. Adarsh Shastri, possibly the only person in the Aam Aadmi Party who has a legacy name behind him, switched to Congress Party. Last time the Congress candidate had 15,000 votes when he was contesting from the Aam Aadmi Party ticket. This time the Congress was hoping that he will bring some incremental Aam Aadmi Party vote. That doesn't seem to be happening, what our survey is suggesting. Apart from that, Vikas Puri has a mixed population, a lot of Punjabis there as well. The Punjabi voter would be very important, traditional BJP voter. That seems to be now voting for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Let me ask you that, Pradeep. The traditional Punjabi voter in places like West Delhi, what is it showing? Is he generally, could he be a Narendra Modi voter 6 months ago who's switching this time to the Aam Aadmi Party?
Yeah, and when we talk about Punjabi voters in Delhi, in fact, overall Delhi, they are largely voting in favor of AAP.
Would the same voter have voted for Narendra Modi? Possibly, at least
Yes,
some of them, a
yes.
large number of them.
Yes, certainly.
So,
yes.
large number of them would have voted for Narendra Modi
Yes.
and the BJP 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and now voted for Kejriwal. Explain
Sure.
this phenomenon, Manisha Priyam, that we are talking about, that the same voter votes for Narendra Modi at the center and Kejriwal in the state.
Largely because of the issues, largely because of the civicness of Delhi elections, and what we think of as just Bijli Pani elections, Bijli Pani type of issues, they become very significant issues on the grassroots. I mean, remember, women are not able to participate freely in the workforce because they are largely just collecting water, and this could go up to the middle class families. Women are not able to be free labor, and this bus ride, for example, many women have told me, even in the middle class colonies, that the bus ride for them to go and pick up their children and drop them to school is an added incentive. So 2,000 rupees, even for a middle class family, has a lot of bearing and standing in Delhi, and that's what makes the difference.
Yes.
Is there, Pradeep, I just wanted to understand from you, is there any impact of the Shiromani Akali Dal not going with the BJP on the Sikh voter?
Not really,
just
not
3%.
really. No, it's just nothing. I mean, not really.
Sikhs are just 3%.
So basically, the West Delhi voter, which is a rather cosmopolitan
Yes,
mix, Jat,
yes.
Gujjar, Sikhs, Punjabis, is firmly turning with the AAP. So the first indications, Raj Chengappa, is clearly that we could be heading for a potential AAP sweep. We're not suggesting that entirely till we see all 7, but the first indications are West Delhi. The sun is rising in the west. And we started from the west because it was Parvesh Verma, it was Aam Aadmi, it was an area where the BJP needed to do well. Are you surprised with the split vote? We've seen it in Odisha on the same day. Those who voted for Naveen Patnaik in Bhubaneswar chose to vote, many of them, for Narendra Modi at the center.
Rajdeep, I think the trend, if you're looking at West Delhi as a trend,
Yes.
clearly shows that the voter is now looking at this as a state election. And they know the difference between Mr. Modi at the center. They might have voted him overwhelmingly, as we have seen. But in this election, they have decided that, particularly West Delhi, that what we are seeing is that Mr. Kejriwal and the AAP is a better bet for them to get development. And I think that trend, possibly if it begins to happen in other constituencies as well, it indicates that the AAP will do very well in this election.
Were there any in West Delhi? Are there any defectors? I know other Shastri, of course, switched, but are there any strong independents? Are we seeing a complete squeezing out of the Congress and other parties completely? That in all constituencies it was bipolar in West Delhi, AAP versus BJP. Najafgarh is an exception, I'm told.
Najafgarh had a strong independent candidate, but what I understand, from that constituency, in the later half of the campaign, his campaign somehow fizzled out. So he was a worry as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. They were thinking that he will take away a lot of vote. Mr. Gehlot himself, the other guy the independent that we are talking about, but
Also huge numbers. Remember, Ankit, we are saying in West Delhi, AAP is getting 57%. So this is replicable of what the BJP got in the same constituency in the Lok Sabha. So it's almost as if that is the kind of potential sweep that we are already seeing for the Aam Aadmi Party this time from West Delhi.
And you were talking about the other parties. Rajdeep, since 2013 onwards, we have seen that the contest in Delhi, there was a good 9% BSP vote that used to come through, some vote for the JDU, RJD, that is why they are fancying their chances. All that has been squeezed in, and all that vote from Congress and from all these smaller parties has gone into Aam Aadmi Party's kitty. That becomes the incremental vote for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Javed, it appears 57% playing 32%, Congress down to just 4%. So even a party which got 22% in the Lok Sabha, led in as many, was number 2 in 65 segments, is completely disappearing.
Yeah, because they weren't seen in the fight. The reason they did better than AAP during the Lok Sabha elections was because they were considered as ones who could perhaps take on the BJP, prevent the BJP. Here, they are not. Here, it's AAP which is the beneficiary of that kind of sentiment.
As a pollster, did you see, was this purely a bipolar fight, this squeezing out of not just even the smaller parties like the BSP, it is also the squeezing out of the Congress?
No, purely bipolar. There is no third party in the race.
Okay, there is no third party. Let's then go to the next set of 10. Ankit, it's your turn now to go into the dungeon and tell us what's happening in the next set of 10 constituency. Which part are you taking?
Northwest. So you took us to West. I'm going to take you to Northwest. And Northwest, Rajdeep, is also the constituency which largely used to be made up of the segment which people used to call the outer Delhi, the Jat belt of Delhi. Nangloi, Jat, Bhavana, Sultanpur, Majra. And one interesting constituency in this would be Rohini. Vijender Gupta, who in fact won in that AAP tsunami last time, whether he has been able to hold on to his lead or not. That is something that we will have to take a look at this point. Okay, so we are putting out the set of the next 10 constituencies. Northwest, this is where there is at least some fight being put up by the Bharatiya Janata Party, but the Aam Aadmi Party firmly in the lead. 7-9 for the Aam Aadmi Party in Northwest Delhi entire region. That's 10 constituencies of Northwest Delhi. 1-3 for the BJP, and once again a blank for the Congress Party. Absolutely no chance being given there by Pradeep Gupta for the Congress Party in this as well. So Rajdeep, if you add, the first 10 constituencies of West Delhi that you showed, and if we add the next 10 of Northwest Delhi, this is the picture that is emerging right now. Out of 20 constituencies that we have for you, 16-19 going for the Aam Aadmi Party, 1-4 for the Bharatiya Janata Party and their allies. Congress drawing a complete blank.
Wow. So you actually have, after 20 constituencies, Pradeep Gupta, you seem to be taking us into a scenario where 2015 could be replicated. I'm not